Ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook Marketplace, I saw an original Xbox with extra things on it for 90 bucks. Normally, original Xboxes go for 100 to 110. This one came with games. It came with, I don't know, whatever else. It came with controllers and stuff. So let us take this out and see what exactly it came with. And most of you are probably familiar with this. It is Halo 2 or Halo 2, depending on which part of the country you're from, the Limited Collector's Edition. It's called the Limited Collector's Edition, but it's really not that limited, which is the funny thing because most of them did come in the Steelbook. And I thought at first this might have been dirt or someone dropped a drink on it. And then I did some Googling and it turns out it's actually rust. And apparently you can take the rust off of this. And this game tends to go for this price, which will help me recoup some of the money that I spent. And it looks like it has all the manuals. It's got the conversations with the universe. Yep. And it's got the actual game manual behind it. And it has both discs, the Limited Collector's Edition disc and then the regular game disc. So that is always good. It's got a dent, an outward dent somehow, on the back of this shiny, cool, awesome looking steelbook case. Next up, it looks like they have Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is a lot of people's favorite Star Wars game. And opening it up, it looks like it has the manual and also the game. This goes for around this price. And that will help me out, again, to recoup some money. This one is Star Wars Battlefront 1, and it goes for this amount. And again, that's not too bad either. So far, I've almost paid off the whole thing. This one has the manual, and it's also got the disc. I didn't check to make sure any of these had the manuals or the discs because I met the person face-to-face at their house, and I wanted to get the F out of there. And this is Halo Combat Evolved. It is a lot of people's favorite Halo. It is a lot of people's nostalgic Halo. This is the one that started it all. And it's also the best-selling Xbox game. So this is the second release, I assume, and not the first one. And this one has the manual as well and the game. And it goes for this price. This is one of my favorites on the Nintendo GameCube, is the Spider-Man the Movie video game based on Tobey Maguire's first Spider-Man. This is the Platinum Hits, so it's not the first release where you can get the Mary Jane Watson kiss if you do the Mary Jane Watson skin cheat code, so that does detract the value a little bit to collectors looking for that one scene for whatever reason. Looks like this is a loose case, but it does have the disc and the manual as well. I love this manual. It looks cool. They have not made a Spider-Man manual since then that has looked as cool as this one. And it goes for this price online. Next up, I have always wanted to own this and play it. When I was a little kid, I had the GameCube edition, which didn't have the additional Game Gear games. It had, I think, one or two of them that you could unlock in the Comic Zone. This one is basically Sonic Gems collection, minus Sonic the Fighters, and I believe Sonic the CD isn't on this either. So it's almost, and then I don't think Sonic R is on this version either. So it's almost Sonic Gems collection, minus those games. Oh, thank God, I'm glad that these have the discs. Disc, manual. I'm very excited to actually own the Plus version. Here are some of the games. I don't know if you can see how clear it is with my light or whatever, because I got this angled weird. And it goes for this price on eBay. Never played this game. It is Jade Empire Limited Edition. I have seen very few people mention this on YouTube, and the ones that have mentioned it over the years have said it's a good game. And I don't know if being limited edition or not actually matters, because most of the time limited editions are so mass-produced that it doesn't add any value whatsoever to the game. I do like this cover, though. It's very, very shiny. Even the back is shiny too. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's got the game disc, and then it's got the collector's edition bonus content disc. And it has the manual. On eBay, you can find this for this price. Next up is a game series I am not a big fan of. It is Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. And yeah, I'm just not a fan of Splinter Cell games. It does have the manual, and it does have the disc. One thing I will give it credit for is this is a cool cover art because the main character's upside down, and then you can see part of the bad guy in the corner, which is very, very unique. At least at the time when this was released, you didn't get really cool covers like this unless you had them on a book. So this is very, very awesome cover artwork, and it goes for this price online. This game I've never played also is Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. I have never heard any person or read any comment saying, hey, if there's one game you got to play before you die, it's this game. So I don't know if it's a good game. It's made by LucasArts or developed by them. I don't know if it's a good game or not. No manual. Oh, wow. But it does have the disc. Case looks pretty clean. There's a few issues with it, scratches. That's just normal, though. And it goes for this price online. Next up is Ninja Gaiden, and I believe this was on the Sega Genesis, and people talk so highly of that game. It is 20, 30 years after release, still being talked about, still being ported to new consoles, still blowing people's minds away. And I believe I played the Ninja Gaiden on the Genesis on an emulator a long time ago. On the Sega Gopher, it was an emulator device, off-brand. And I didn't really get into it, but other people love this game. And I believe this is a 3D, yeah, it's a 3D version of that game. And people just love it. I might play it before selling it just to see if this is as good as or better than the Genesis. This one looks like it doesn't have a manual either, but it does have the disc, and this is actually a tight case, so I'm not going to move that. And it goes for this price online. The final game doesn't have a case, like cover art, a case cover art, so I'm just going to have to... Looks like it's Fight Night Round 2. This game I played on Nintendo on my original Wii, and I fell in love with this game. And it looks great on the GameCube / Nintendo / Wii. I'm only going to imagine it looks even better on the original Xbox because it has way better hardware, and I cannot wait to play this now. I'm actually really excited. I'm kind of trembling a little bit. I'm going to list some of the games for a little bit less. That way they are guaranteed to sell, just so I can pay this off, and then the rest is going to be pure profit. Next up, he said that it came with, I believe, 5 controllers. This is a blue one. Wow, these have really long cords. I wish the GameCube and PS2 had cords as long as this. This actually looks pretty dirty, but it might be easy to clean. The thumbsticks don't look too messed up. Looks like the nudges on this one are kind of worn. It got well used. D-pad's dirty. Back looks okay. Xbox controller S. This one is one that I'm familiar with because when my sister borrowed her friend's, or ex-friend's Xbox, he had this controller, which is the gray / black. It's kind of hard to tell. This one is just as dirty as the other one. Nubs are a little bit better. This one feels a little bit more loose, but not that bad. This one feels fine. And yeah, it doesn't feel, the backs don't look that bad. The backs really do not look that bad at all. Just the fronts that got really dirty on these two. Here is controller number 3, and it looks like there are 2 more, so it came with 5 controllers. It's nice that I have a spare, just in case one of these goes kaput. Again, front looks dirty, D-pad's dirty. The nubs on this left analog stick are completely worn, just like the first one. And the nubs on the right analog are almost completely worn too. There's like one nub I can see on the very bottom. D-pad's dirty. But again, back is almost perfectly fine. Next up is another control. Oh, wow. I can already see the nastiness on this one. So, nastiness on this is all over. It's got blue, like dried up candy, blue candy, finger and hand dirt and dust all over the place. The nubs are almost completely gone. Back isn't too dirty, but dirtier than the other two. There's some dead skin there, dead skin there, dead skin there, dead skin. And this one, the wire looks really nasty. So the wire on this one is really nasty. Whoa. It's disgustingly nasty. Some of the nubs are still here on this controller. It's actually one of the cleaner ones. The D-pad doesn't look as bad. This one back looks actually good. Again, buttons seem to click fine. So that one I don't really have to worry too much about. And it looks like we've got, oh my gosh. This is called the Xbox High Definition AV Pack made by, what's that say? Microsoft Corporation. Oh my gosh. I think these go for $90 used, because not many people bought these. I think they sold at GameStop for $19.99, $20. And I believe these go for $90 now. So I might be able to pay off the whole thing and then have extra money. And it even has the cables that go into your TV too. We have the power cable. Every Xbox came with one. And then we have, the AV cables that came with them. Now we have HDMI. Kind of dirty, but I can clean that up, I hope. And then I'm worried about this because the pictures had like sawdust or pencil sharpener shavings or whatever. Oh, wow. I don't know how clear the camera's getting this, but it doesn't really look that bad. The pictures made it look way worse. Yeah, the pictures made it look way worse than it actually is. This is actually pretty clean. Yeah, pretty clean. I just got to get a Q-tip and go through those, and then it'll look pretty good. Yeah, look at that. I don't know how clear it is on the camera, but it looks really, even the bottom is really clean. Controller ports look pretty clean too. You know, there's just scratches here and there from when you're a little kid or whatever. You're trying to, for whatever reason, you know, we're destructive when we're little. Yeah, you know, everything seems to press. I just got to get some TLC and then like it looks pretty good. This is good. I'm shocked. And if I do end up like quadrupling my money, oh my God, or even paying it back with just that if it actually does sell for $90, oh my God, it's gonna be massive money making. Let us get to cleaning this stuff up though. The Xbox is plugged into the AV high definition adapter, and we're going to power this thing on. And voila, we have signal, and wow, the picture looks really clear. That is a cool intro, too. I will not be playing sound to avoid copyright, but good to go so far. It's loading to the dashboard, asking for a date and time. We're going to skip that, and we're going to make sure this controller is the one that I was told disconnects randomly. And it looks like they got some save files, too. I wonder how old these files are. But yeah, it's for all the games that came with this. So the controller buttons so far do work, and it hasn't disconnected yet. And the menus are all seeming to load. There's no music. So let's go find another menu. Alright, never mind. We're just going to get a game, and we're going to load up a game and see if the disk drive opens and if the disk drive still reads it. And opening the disk drive, yep, it opens up. Putting Ninja Gaiden in and see if it closes. Yep, and it closes, and I don't know exactly how this will fare reading the disk, and I hope it reads it. It looks like it's loading, and there we go, it is loading. Awesome. Awesome. Wow. That looks beautiful. The original Xbox has, in my opinion, better graphics than the PS2 and the GameCube. In my opinion, it would go from lowest to greatest. It would be PlayStation 2, and then GameCube, and then Xbox on the top. And keep in mind, I played the PlayStation 2 before the Xbox, and I played the GameCube before the Xbox. I didn't get an Xbox until 2015. And I had an Xbox 360 in 2010, but the original Xbox I did not get until 2015. I put Halo 2 in, it loaded to the menu screen. This menu screen is absolutely beautiful. Companies do not try to make beautiful menu screens anymore. They've gotten lazy, they recopy assets, and they just throw new textures on them. They don't try to be creative at all. Everything looks the same. That is why classic video games in the age of innovation will always triumph over newer games. Classic games, again, innovative. Newer games, the same crap over and over again. The Xbox works, and I'm happy.